Hey guys, Scott Toy Guru Neitlich's Lego counterpart here. I wanted to do a series of videos really looking at the state of the action figure industry. And it sort of kicked off because recently I left North Carolina and ventured to the north into the Garden State to visit New Jersey, where my wife's from. Okay, we went there to go see the Taylor Swift concert that we brought my daughter to. What can I say? All right. Well, while we were in New Jersey, we had a little extra time to kill and explored some of the really large malls there. While I was there, I wanted to go on a toy quest, right? Now, this is something that when I was a kid, growing up in Orange County, California, the malls there were, well, overrun, abundant with toy possibilities. We had stores that were just dedicated to selling toys, and they actually had aisles and aisles of action figures, like Puzzle Zoo, which I don't think that's a national chain. There's one in Santa Monica still, but we also were lucky enough to have an FAO Schwartz in my mall. No KB, but a lot of people grew up with KB. That was kind of the mall territory they carved out, as opposed to Toys R Us, which was the big box store, and Target and Caldors were the retail stores. All right, so here I am wandering through the New Jersey Westfield Mall, one of the bigger malls in the country, looking for anything toy or toyetic. Can toys still be bought in malls? I found a pin booth when I first walked in. Sort of toy adjacent. Oh, look, Taylor Swift. I'll get that for my daughter. Oh my God, I gotta stop thinking about that concert. Okay. Ooh, I found a toy kiosk. Oh, I don't know whether to be excited or depressed. So yes, looking at the state of toys being sold today, you can see obviously they do have some action figures, lots of plush. We got our non-branded toy cars there, but this is a good example of kind of the state of the action figure aspect of the toy industry and really kind of understanding what a tiny portion it is. Although I did find a Star Wars Force Link figure that I'd never seen at retail before. I don't know, one single one sitting on this kiosk. Who knows? Maybe it fell off the back of a truck. But it's always kind of cool to see a Star Wars figure at retail that I've never seen. Continuing my stroll through the mall and my quest for action figures, well, we've got our Japanese stores selling mostly plush and all the squishable Japanese stuff. No action figures here, but it does show how popular plush is. Went to a high-end jewelry store, found some crystal action figures. I don't know if you'd call these action figures, though, because there's no articulation. But, hey, if you want to spend, $330 for a Han Solo in a pre-posed stance, knock yourself out and visit the Swarovski crystal store. I do have to say, though, I'm pretty impressed. And these are, basically like 4-inch figures. Ooh, I found a toy store, an actual, God, would you call this a toy store? I don't know if I'm even comfortable saying that, but looking at the action figure wall or area, you can see it's completely dominated by the 12-inch Titan class series or Fisher-Price product. There's, in fact, only one Marvel Legends on this entire wall. Can you find it? All right, there it is. See, there's a Pyro Rogue pack, which I actually already owned, so not going to pick that one up. Although I do see a Jada Nano toy above it, too. That's pretty cool if that's lasted. But yeah, look at how few Marvel Legends are sold here. Next door, FAE. That's supposed to be a place where you can pick up a lot of adult collector figures. It's kind of taken over for Tower Records. But going over to the wall of figures in the back, it's a little depressing because not only are they doing BOGOs of, buy one, get one free, everything's on clearance, and this is all like older product that's been out for a while. You can tell it's older Hasbro product because you can actually see the figure, right? That means it's old. So while there are a few figures, that I haven't seen as much at retail, this isn't exactly the place I would go for the latest offerings. Now, I did come up with something, though. I remembered there's a Macys in this store, and I thought, I wonder if there's a Toys R Us in this Macys. And lo and behold, there was! Although calling it a Toys R Us, I think, is very misleading because the Toys R Us section of Macys is not a Toys R Us as we remember it, with aisle and aisle after aisle of toys and games and fun. Now, they do have little, stands, kiosks for each department. Lego, they got their construction toys, they got the Barbie, they've got their arts and crafts toys, they've got the little kid toddler stuff, but they're basically, instead of aisles, have now been replaced by single kiosks. So, I forgot they made the Super Pig an actual character. There is Playmobil, which is great, because Playmobil is not really sold at big box stores. Toys R Us tended to be one of the only U.S. distributors, so that's cool. But the big thing is, if you're looking at the Toys R Us section and you just literally turn your body, you realize you're not in a toy store, which to me is kind of the depressing part. This is just kind of like a token toy area. Now, there are some new Marvel Legends there. I will absolutely give props. Nice. That's the current wave. But other than that, I mean, like spinning around looking at the Masters display, I mean, this thing hasn't even been touched. Everything else is pretty much picked over. Every brand but He-Man seems to be picked over a little bit. But again, we're getting small kiosks. We're getting, like one little facing of Marvel Legends, more room for the kid-friendly Marvel product. And, DC's there. We got Dungeons & Dragons because it's a Dungeons & Dragons year. But otherwise, this is not what the collector factor at, Toys R Us was years ago. And again, when you take a step back, you kind of realize it's like the people who take Instagram photos, and then they take another one saying, this is what it looks like in real life, and this is what it looks like on Instagram. It's kind of what it's like. In real life, this is not as impressive as it can look in photos because you realize how tiny it is and how limited the selection is. And again, things have been picked over pretty well. I mean, you can see there's, it's not like empty shelves, but at least stuff is selling, which is good. I mean, anytime you can sell action figures is great, but this is pretty much the closest to an actual toy store, and it has to be, you've got to go through Macys to get to it. It's not self-standing, so people may not even know it's there. And again, that Masters display with, product that's almost a year old that's sitting there. I mean, I did get Zodak, which was great. First time I've seen Masterverse Zodak, but man, that Stratos wave of Origins, I mean, that's not going anywhere. I don't know how they're going to get more figures if the old ones aren't selling. But again, I found Zodak at retail, so I bought him. I did a whole review. I think I already posted a review of him. All right. So other than the fact that, as I remove a few figures, you realize that this is 5 figures deep of, the same wave. How they're going to get 2023 product on shelf when the 2022 product is peg-warming 5 tan Stratoses deep. But, hey, Zodak only cost me $17, so not bad. For my first Masterverse figure, not bad. All right, so while I wasn't really able to add anything to my Marvel Legends collection, it was cool that I was able to pick up a Masterverse figure, even though it's an older one. I was hoping I could find something brand spanking new. There's that Marvel Legends wave. I think I'm gonna go see if I can pick up a Baron figure. I saw that, but yeah, outside of that, there's not too much that's just wow, this is brand new. And there's a lot of Titan series and kid product everywhere else because this is what an action figure is to today's generation. What we kind of consider the Marvel Legends or WWE or DC McFarlane figures. These are much more high end. And I guess you could say they compete the most of anything in the mall with the Swarovski crystal figures. Because if anything was going to appeal to an adult, it would be this. So there you go. If you're looking for, action figures in a mall for adults, head to the Crystal store. I hope this was insightful. I'm going to do a few other follow-ups as I kind of look at the state of action figure sales in the country. Let me know your thoughts. Have you found anything at malls or, do you basically go to Amazon, Target, and Walmart these days? Love to know in the comments. Let me know your toy hunting habits. Thanks for watching, as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video.